hear? Why I don't hear the?
I don't hear no
intro.
music. It's a cute little number.
How do you know for sure? Know for sure.
I guess you gotta unmute that shit.
How do you know for sure? How do you ever really know? You're one of us.
What up, boys and girls?
Sure. How do you ever
They've
really
been
know?
waiting, I know that.
Around the world, going nuts
It was like, where they at?
like some squirrels.
Seth had to poop. Psych. That's what I used to say about Ed.
Just blaming on somebody else.
But actually it was him, because he's always out there smoking cigarettes, but I'd say he always was
You're
pooping.
one of us.
He'd make him feel all uncomfortable.
You're one of us.
Then he would talk about my hemorrhoid.
Ah, jeez. Back and forth, pre-rehearsed.
In fact, it got to the point where I started making a character out of my hemorrhoid.
Dude, I think I remember that when I was on the show. Like,
Uh-huh.
you guys went off on a
He was
tangent.
angry.
And I'm sitting there like, yeah, this is, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
My angry hemorrhoid.
It's ironic, because I just flushed myself
He's
down
like
the
this,
toilet.
"What are you doing on my lawn? Get out of here!" He talks like that.
Oh, man.
What's up, Gary? I know.
What it do? What it do?
I know. We're trying over here, okay?
How are you? How are you?
How do you know for sure?
People around here is exhausted.
Exhausted.
How do you know for
We're doing this often.
really know?
A whole lot of freaking talking.
You're one of us.
But you know that the crew would do it so flawless.
Anyway, kids, you know what time it is. Don't forget the views. The views and opinions expressed by the individuals in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the Outhouse podcast, its affiliates, its guests, or even us. It's just for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
Can you dig it?
Just jokes and opinions from jokes up in here.
I don't know where, I don't that here. Ow.
I dig the hat selection that you went with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Might as
Both
well.
were
I had
cool.
trouble getting a hat on. I was going to use that Bigfoot Sasquatch hat, but it looks too much like early Kyler, I think.
Dude, there's this AI video of Bigfoot talking like a human and vlogging. He's like, okay, now I'm gonna make these humans think that I'm way bigger than I am, and I'm walking from over here, and I'm do this noise. Check this out. And he does the Sasquatch noise. It's hilarious. I didn't get to send it to you. I was going to. It was one of those things I was thumbing through, and then I just didn't. Dude, it's a great play on that.
Mm-hmm. Show you right. Let me make this post real quick.
I won't be able to see the comments for half of the show. I apologize, because my phone is dead. Dead.
Deader
Dead.
than a doorknob.
I wish it would work just to charge immediately if we were like, bring out your dead! Boom! There you go.
Yeah. The old bell ringer.
What if it was just charged and I didn't know it, just because I didn't go check it? Yo, Beanzo!
Let me get on
Where you
down
at?
here.
Where you at,
I
Beanzo?
can check out the chat that only Gary's in.
Gary and Beanzo, where is
shit.
Beanzo? You know the Bushmaster might pop through. Shout out Bushmaster for coming to the show.
He did make it there.
To the gas fan.
There's quite a few people that didn't make it. Poor Gary had to work. Or I'll be bitching that about him right now, but I already talked to him.
I was wondering if I was gonna meet.
That was his excuse.
I was wondering if I was
That's
gonna
his
meet
lie.
him.
We'll let him tell it any way he wants.
I
as
was
he
like,
would say.
wonder what it's gonna
I
be
gotta
like
turn
in
the
person.
light. I hear an echo in the house. Who's that?
Gary.
Oh,
I was wondering if I was gonna meet
you ain't
him.
never met Gary yet?
No,
That's
I don't
crazy.
think so.
That's crazy, man.
Not in person. It was the first time
Come
meeting your
on,
brother. I
hog.
think that's who that was.
Oh, really? I thought you was here for a band practice once.
I was.
So how did you not meet him?
I don't know. Maybe I did and I forgot because it was only like a one-time thing. Dude, I forget everything, man. It's terrible.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but I have no excuse. Like the things that happen to me, I have no excuse because I'm not like I'm not at an age these things are supposed to happen, and it's
Hello?
bad. Speaking of, we were just talking how exhausted we are from just event after event after event.
Yeah, I did Hall of Fame last weekend, and now, man, this weekend we had that gig, and I did all the work. I wouldn't let nobody help me because I'm a dick. It just goes down that way. No, I mean, the biggest thing is it's hard for me to try to tell everybody how to do and where to do, and because I got it all organized and separated and wound up correctly.
Yeah.
And I'm just a OCD asshole that has to have it the right way. So I'd rather do it myself right the first time instead of having people throw a bunch of shit in and I don't know where it's at. And then have to tear it back all out and redo it anyway.
Plus
So,
the whole anxiety of just getting done performing
right.
too.
Yeah,
That's
I never
a
got
lot.
to decompress.
Right. That's a lot to hold in, and you never know what kind of emotion's going to come out of that in that moment.
Well, thankfully I explained that. I guess I should have said that pre-show to Otto, and he goes, well, that ain't going to ever happen again. He was like, we'll take care of that.
Just be the spokesman for it. Okay, look, everybody, we're going to need, like make it professional. That somebody should have stepped up. I had thought about asking to be like a announcer for you guys, and I never did. But somebody to announce what's going on and coordinate, kind of like Garrett stepped up and did, is good.
I didn't even, what are you talking about?
Like when he stepped up and was like, okay, like everybody, he was the local, so of course he was the one that people are going to listen to because they're on this property.
Well, you got to know I was back in the dressing room or on stage, so I didn't really know.
You were busy. Yeah, you can't be everywhere
setting
at once.
up or tearing down.
Right. And Garrett was kind of on top of it. Shout out Gary. He got amazing footage. Yeah, that was pretty good. I was like, dang, okay, outdid me on my job. No, but it was cool. Shout out the spot. It was a good time. Quite a few people showed out. I heard people immediately try to start talking business. You're doing good if somebody comes up to you and you're like, hey, let's talk business. How can I get in on this?
Right. You got issues, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, technical difficulties. Uno momento, por favore. Unfortunately, I can't see what Gary said, so I just make a flush. It does make noise. Are you not entertained? What is happening?
He's like, oh shit. Put me on the spot. That's what happens when you don't have text. And you gotta do it yourself. The camera 3 was out and there was no audio in the control room, so I had to take care of that shit.
Oh, okay.
One of these days. See, most people don't want to help out. They're like, eh. But as soon as I start making money and I can be like, hey man, you want to make some money? They'll be flooding the doors. That's cool though. It'd be alright.
That's how it is. Just like he said, whenever you're doing good, they want to help out. Whenever you're not, they don't,
Be like, man, you suck. You ain't got shit. You only got 2 viewers.
It is psychologically smart to do what people do. It's just selfish.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that's behind it. However, when you look at somebody else's life that you want to support you, you think to yourself, okay, like, I want to go all out to support you too. What are you doing with your life that I can help support you with, dude? Nothing. I mean, you're not doing nothing. You're going to work. How do I help you do that? There's multiple ways I'd like to support, but you can't because there's not an avenue to support. So when you ask, it feels like once, you know.
Which I was going to make a Facebook post because I haven't really made no post because I've been so worn out. I just made my little pirate post today and my truck broke down right afterwards. Anyway, it kind of kills me because it's the very ones that are on my Facebook, the very sumbitches on my Facebook talking about support local music are the same sons of bitches that didn't show up. And I'm going to post that for you fuckers. Watch.
Burn. Ouch.
I
Real, though.
kind of thought that was funny. Because it is. It's every one of the cats on my thing that keep posting all that. Oh, support local music. And they're in bands, of course. None of them showed up. I even had somebody, oh, well, we got band practice. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. We practiced. Last time Gas Band played out was like 2 years ago. Like, you can't, like, hey, guys, let's go check out Gas and have band practice next week that you have week after. They probably do it 2 or 3 times a week, them guys. But it's whatever, man.
I don't know. People just don't want to be a part of things anymore unless there's something in it for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's sad. And it can be if you can pull it together. But pulling that together, you're either providing out of your own pocket or you're pulling teeth. Because pulling it together means like everybody chips in, and then if nobody shows up, you know, like.
And then I had somebody say they couldn't find the place, which I don't even know how that's possible.
Yeah, it was posted everywhere.
If you typed in that address that was on the flyer that I sent you, it would have brought you right there, and how you missed it is beyond me. There's no way you could have missed that.
Yeah.
Even if you would have pulled it, I was going to say, even if you would have pulled actually down Garfield, because it was in the alley behind it, how did you miss it? Big sound, people standing out there.
That's wild.
Fire going.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Like, okay. But that's cool though. Like, whatever. We'll be out again. We might be opening up for somebody.
You know, I had one show at the McAlpine Meadery that my whole family showed up to.
The Meadery.
We packed out the venue with just my family. Like, it was the biggest crowd there. And it was only one time. I did a very dark, depressing showcase. And I think, like, they really didn't like it because of how real it was, and they didn't expect it to be something like that.
It was like, damn, this honky's for real.
Well, it just brings up a lot of memories that we all share, like about my mom and the house and moving and Ridge and all of it. And so it was very uncomfortable. My brother is a very emotional person as it is. He's a big, burly...
Oh, shit.
What happened?
Oh, there must be a camera out again, huh? I wonder why.
That was tragic. It went black then.
Yeah, I was freaking out too. I was like, damn, did we lose the stream? I just wonder if it got unplugged over here somewhere. Here.
That's wild. Why is it doing all that? It was doing I think
Eric
that third one
on
was
my screen.
doing it earlier before we even started it. More technical difficulties. We're gonna figure it out though. You bet your booty we're gonna figure it out. I like this guitar riff. Dun, 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 dun. Get into the camera fix. Build it from all the bricks. Yeah, we on this shit. I'm not gonna freestyle, that's the other channel. Nah.
I think I got it. I just plugged it in. I don't know. That source that we had for the plug must not be working now.
I didn't
You know,
see it
usually
change.
there's always something. You know, I use the same plug every time for that camera. Now all of a sudden, it doesn't want to work. Which is weird because it actually says the battery's full on it. So for it to actually go out like that is kind of weird.
You know, I never really...
Although I think on them cameras, if you don't like turn it on and actually record, it'll just go out on its own on that particular one. For whatever reason.
Oh, it's just on and then connected, and it has. Like,
I guess if you don't
through
have power on, it'll just shut off just for it's trying to save power, I guess.
That's dumb. I don't like that.
No, I don't either.
My controller on my Xbox does the same thing but when it shuts off, it'll play ads. And when it's playing ads, it's using my data. and that really sucks. Like, you can't stop unless the controller's on. Then you're killing your
said
batteries.
Something weird right where I'm setting, huh? I don't know.
What now?
I don't see it. What you mean something weird? Elaborate.
Something weird. Well, last time we were like 15 minutes delayed from their call.
That wasn't too delayed this time, because when it went black, it was like maybe 5-10 seconds, and then I seen it go black on the phone.
It seemed pretty up to date. Gary hopped in pretty quick too.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty quick shout out, Gary. Pretty quick indeed.
Yeah, it was a good show over there at the spot. Louis was supposed to be here today, but he ended up not being able to make it. I would have tried to get another guest, but he called at the last minute, or he didn't call, but he messaged, "Hey man, I don't know what happened."
He'd be a great
Just
guest,
sucks.
though.
Yeah,
I look
he's
forward
gonna
to that.
I think I'm gonna give him that other jacket I got, because he was like, "Oh, I fucking love that 3rd century red thing I got."
Oh yeah, he's got, if anything, style.
He was freaking out. He was like, "Dude, I can't believe it." He goes, "You do exactly what I would do, man. I would be changing like that too."
Yeah, dude, I wish that the band would have played along too, because like that was cool. In the beginning, the way that the curtain came down, I wish that would have worked out better, because the idea was amazing, dude. It was there. I was like, yeah, okay, let's do the whole show type deal.
It's funny because on camera you don't see it, because the cameras was behind the curtain.
Yeah. Well, I think I had mine outside, and I was like, I don't know exactly where I should be, like where to start, because you were busy. I didn't want to, bother you. So I went outside to see the curtain reveal. Then I kind of got up close. That's how I
cool.
did.
Then we'll catch that on the video though.
Hopefully it's good. That's what I was like. I wonder if that's good. I was
He
asking
says
you about
red
it.
and black stripe.
I tried. It was very close.
That's part. If you're talking about this red thing here, that is part of the Outhouse thing, and then this black thing that's over here, that's actually a black thing that says American AF on it. Or no, it's part of the green screen. It's actually not covered, is what that is. See there?
Huh.
So I don't know. I think if that's what you're looking at.
Yeah, probably. That is wild. That's interesting.
Because it's like this, it's weird. This part is the side wall of the outhouse, because you got right here is it's hard going opposite of what I'm trying to figure. Okay, this way, that way. Okay. Right there's the corner, right here. And then that is the back wall. This is the side wall. And if I had it right, you could see the side wall on SeAth's side too, but the camera's kind of like off balance, or that thing's not right on the inside, or something.
The source for this image, can you change it easily?
Yeah.
You could put the videos here, and we could all just watch it like it's a theater.
I know. Well, I don't know how to do it.
Oh, but just put the video and where the source is in the image.
Yeah, well, sure. Because I know down there, see where it says video capture device? That's where the source is.
Okay.
And if you put something over top of that, then it's going to go over top of us. It'll just cover the screen, but there's some other way
to put it in the green screen.
Yeah. you gotta go in. You could do that though.
Well,
that's why I've been trying to find a computer tech, somebody that could do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to know somebody can navigate their way through OBS. Hell,
Yeah.
I'd have to watch, some YouTube videos. I could probably do it, but I can't do it from here.
Thing is, you got to do it
from back there
when it's set up, because when it's not
you can't
set
do
up.
it when it's
right, yeah,
on the fly.
So we have to do it like one of these times.
You have to
right
set
after
up
we get
a
off
source
air.
already, so that way when you click it in, that source thing is already there.
Yeah.
Like you say, you got to pre-set it up exactly.
We'll have to do that.
But there again, yeah, we need somebody to do that. I don't know. Maybe Lynn be able to do that while she's doing the camera.
Well, if we put it, check it out after the episode, and we put the image in there and see if it works with like just nobody sitting here. We'll have it preloaded for next episode. Whatever, I don't know what video we'd put in there though. Like we have to find out what episode. Maybe the gas band performance, because that might be when Louis comes.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Just have Garrett's video in there or something. Yeah.
But anything for that matter, like you say, if we could get it figured out, then boom.
Yeah. I think that's exactly where it would be. That would be cool.
But see, I don't know how you would do that, because then you'd have to like almost like delete, because see down under video captured where it says image, that's the picture.
Yeah.
And then you got audio capture there.
Yeah. I don't know about audio.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that's your source thing where all the sources are. So to get rid of this image here, you'd have to delete that, I think, or if you put it above it, I think maybe it'll override it.
Yeah, you make another folder with that plus icon, and you put it in between them.
You can't make another folder, because if we go into the show, then it would either have to be this or the other.
Would if you hit the plus icon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? But I'm saying, though, if you hit the plus icon and put it in there and then put that source above the image, it might I think anything that's above it.
Like layers.
Yeah, because if I put that image above the video capture device, I think it whacks it out. It puts the image out front instead of behind.
Well, that'd be cool, because then you'd have all the layers in there. You just turn the eyeball off on the image.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's going to be your best bet. Then when you pull it from the plus icon, just have a folder designated where it pulls from, and then you'd have all your stuff preloaded on there.
You wouldn't have to search for it. It'd be just right there all the time.
Yeah. That's a way to just do specifically videos, audio clips, and stuff like that.
Gary said, yes, sir. That's it. I'm stoned.
He's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but you're looking like
No, he's talking about
down.
That red thing here.
Yeah.
He's like, you got a ghost.
Man, you weren't lying when you said it's hard to like look at the cameras and not just down here yourself. Like it's really hard.
It is, because you know you need to talk to whoever these guys are, and you're like looking, and everybody does it.
Yeah.
They look at the thing that, for whatever reason you think you're talking to them guys, and they're out there.
I wonder if we like
man.
sat closer with this like in a peripheral instead of like the front facing, if it would work.
Like this way? What do you mean?
Just
like
like
about Willis?
if we sat closer to the screen, so both of our faces are kind of like really like up there, and then the monitor would be like down here, so you can't really see it because there's a glare.
If it would only be us two all the time, I'd have it the other way, and we would be closer, because then there would only be us two. You know what I mean? But considering there's going to be other people.
That's true.
You got to keep it kind of how
maybe
it is.
for those episodes, you know, maybe like after halftime, let's just come back at a different angle, change it up, because it's when you look down here, it's hard to recognize that it's a live thing. It's like, well, what are they like looking at? They're not looking at me, you know.
Right.
I don't know. I was just thinking outside the box.
I used to have a sign that said "Look up here."
that would be pretty good, actually. I'd always be looking at the sign.
Here for audience, I think I had it say.
I'd always be looking at the sign. I like the one you have in there. Do it my way. Be reasonable.
Yeah, be reasonable. Do it my way.
Yeah. See, I'm super dyslexic, dude. Everything in my head is backwards. Right. I'm lucky to get phone numbers right, email addresses.
Me too. Names.
Yeah. Luckily,
it's like me and Otto went out last night, scrappity-doo on, and we was up there where Johnny lives, Red, and when I pulled up, this dude was walking to the trash can, about scared the shit out of him because he thought we was gonna run him over, and then got to the trash can. I was like, "Oh, any metals in there?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't think there's too much in here." And I looked in, and there was like a crock pot. So I grabbed it. I looked down. There was like a toaster oven. I grabbed it, and there was a couple other things. And so I'm grabbing this shit, and I'm handing it to Otto. And this dude pulls up in a red truck. Hey, man, you can't be throwing shit in there, that dumpster. That's for this. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I said, bro.
We're taking it out.
Yeah, I said, I'm not throwing it in, bro. I'm taking it out. He goes, oh, man, that's cool, man. I was like, yeah. I said, I stop here every week. I said, and get stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, man. He goes, I'll start piling stuff up for you. I was like, cool, here's my card.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Media Farm card to my last one, too.
Apparently he's in charge of like dumping in there, so you just got like.
Well, he's the property manager.
Hey, there you go. Get a lot.
He's like, people dump shit all here all day long. I said, I know, that's what Johnny was saying. I was like, that sucks. I said, but nope, I'm taking it out, bro. If I see metals, I'm pulling it.
Yeah. Wonder, you probably catch the people if you're around there long enough. Whoever is dumping, that's giving them a problem.
Yeah,
I used to get scared of that when I lived up there on 30th Street. I'd run my trash down here because I didn't pay for a trash pickup on the highway, and we'd go down to the complex that we were all situated in the neighborhood.
You don't use cream or sugar in your coffee?
Nope.
Not to interrupt you.
Nope. Sometimes use water because it's too hot.
I just used now. I heard it from a friend who he was a pretty big boy apparently. He cut out the white sugar and the bread and the other shit like that, pasta. And he was about my size, maybe a little bit smaller. And he said for like coffee and shit and like he uses brown sugar and honey.
Oh yeah.
So I've been doing that. It's killer. I love it.
How's it going for you?
I like it.
I remember you were telling me about that. I didn't know that you were going to try it. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
as
cool.
well, because I just, I had sugar there and I ran out and I went to the store and I'm like, you know what? Let me just try it. Now, honey's expensive now. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
That shit ain't no joke.
But you're getting the raw minerals instead of the processed crap.
Mm-hmm.
And it is really good. It'll make a big difference. All those things do. It's wild what a simple diet change can do.
Your gut is everything.
It really
all
is.
All them enzymes and all that shit. If you don't have a balanced gut, you ain't got balanced nothing, really.
Oh, yeah.
All that terrible shit that goes in you that's processed is what causes all the cancers and inflammation of your joints and all this shit.
You know what's sad?
It's terrible.
The stuff that's like the cheapest, I would say, is like the most unhealthy for you.
You can go buy chicken nuggets at McDonald's for $2, but you buy a salad, it's, $8, $9, $10.
Yeah, dude.
That's some bullshit,
Yeah, man. It's wild.
Some chicken nuggets made out of people. Speculation. It's only entertainment purposes only. We don't know if they're made out of people.
For people to argue the fact that you can get it for cheaper here and there or whatever, you have to travel for that. Gas ain't cheap. You got to add all the expenses into it. When you truly work it out, they do that intentionally. Like that. Even in the donations that you get for free from like the food banks and stuff, it's junk food.
It mostly is.
It doesn't go far at all. They don't give you anything that goes far. Like, they don't even give you ramen.
They do sometimes, every now and again.
It depends on, what they get, I guess.
Which one you go to, too.
That's true. That is true. I shouldn't speak for all of them. Yeah,
because different ones give away different things. But the food banks that are, like, the one over there on Cherry that's, like, the actual government ran or whatever them are, them ones. Now, that one over there, they used to be cool because they used to, like, you'd come through and they would hook you up, and now it's just like the same old. They had like all kinds of donated meats from Giant Eagles and Walmart and stuff.
Oh.
And you could go in and they would hook you up. And now they don't even barely have any of that shit anymore. And then it's like just canned goods, and now it's like you can get one can of each, one box of macaroni and cheese, and they set it up completely different because these other people went in there, and I always called them the first 20. And
rated it.
Yeah, it was these ladies, dude. They would get there at like 5:30 in the morning with their lawn chairs. It was like back in the days when you go out to Ticketmaster to go buy tickets for some awesome show, and you camped overnight and shit.
Black Friday shopping.
Yeah, that's what they did for the food bank, man. And you'd get there, and I mean, you'd go there a couple hours early, and there's already 25, 30, these women, and they'd be up there, carrying on and cackling and, doing their thing. And then they'd go in and rape and pillage. Most of them would use other IDs, so they get a 3-family thing. And by the time the people that really needed it got there, all the gallons of milk was gone.
A can of tomato juice.
Right, you know what I mean? It was just like, damn.
Yeah.
So then, I don't know what happened. And then I went back one time, and that was all changed. They had changed the whole layout, or the way they do their numbers and everything.
Well,
now it's just your basic couple things. Because they used to give you like 2 and 3 boxes of macaroni and cheese, a couple of the canned goods, 2 or 3, and that was just for one family,
I should clarify, I don't mean the intent against the food bank, but what you can purchase. Because I haven't gone to the food bank as often as I should, or gone to a different one.
They got fresh vegetables and stuff, but usually it's shit that squash and weird shit that I wouldn't eat.
Dude, they got sweet potatoes and yams and stuff
I'm cool on that.
There's no real recipes that's good with it. You
I've
could
gotten
try
onions and eggs and milk and lettuce and
that
cabbage.
That would be helpful.
I've got all that.
They get
potatoes.
There's beef jerky in there. That's like a $6 bag of beef jerky. And
but see, then they give away
bags
of chips and all that shit you're talking about that's completely unhealthy for you.
The loaf of bread.
And then all these, I'd go in and they'd have all those day old, pies and cakes and little danishes and all that type of shit. Man, then people would tear that shit up, and I'd be like, oh man, I'd always pass. You sure you don't want? No, I don't want none of that shit. I take that home, I eat the whole thing. I don't need none of it.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's what I was gonna say. Somebody was telling me that Green Farms right up here in East Canton, they got a hell of a deal on produce.
Okay.
But my thing is for to go.
You have to travel.
Well, it's not even that far. The biggest thing is it's not
that far.
When you're like me or you can't go there and buy a bunch of shit, fresh produce, without it going bad. You don't cook it fast enough. You don't have enough of it. You know what I mean?
You have to get basically one meal and enough for one meal. Normally, the servings that come from that is more than one meal, and then the rest of it goes bad. So yeah, you just have the leftovers and whatever is left sitting in there until you decide to make another recipe with that same whatever you decided to buy. I mean, salad's a bit different, but it's still expensive.
They don't make most things for a single person, packages of meat and all this shit.
That's what I say. A single serving is usually more than a single meal.
Mm-hmm.
Of that.
So it's hard. So like I was saying, fresh produce is hard to come by. They're not hard to come by. It's hard to keep.
Yeah, hard to keep fresh.
When you're a single person, because when I get onions and potatoes, I get a bag of onions and a bag of potatoes. They'll go bad before I use them all.
Yeah.
And it sucks, man. It's like, damn, I hate wasting food. Still got a camera problem.
Oi, another one. Another one. Am I over here? Yeah, I am over here this whole time. I knew it was something. I was like, I sound a little too chick monkey. I know I sound like a chick monk, but it was too chick monkey. Hey guys, how you doing?
The veil is being shown.
There's no
I guess. I don't know.
Bass.
Hope I fixed it. I hope I did. I don't know.
I got my bass in my face. Hey.
What's up, everybody who's all out there? What's cracking? Get down there in the chat. Gary's the only one down there. Somebody's out there.
Beanzo. Is anybody here?
But yeah, what a great show the gas band had over there at the spot. We rocked the nails loose, I think.
They loved it. They for sure loved it. They were not prepared. They were preparing themselves, but they weren't prepared for that. That was
like,
great.
whoa.
And the picture that you guys got, the moment that was captured in that with like, dude, that was priceless. That was
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
That's a cover photo that'll last a while. If you could submit that to the right promoter, the right sponsor, all kinds of stuff
I
right
think
there.
Otto was talking about getting a hold of the old what's that newspaper now? Oh, the repository. I couldn't even think of
The depository.
Suppository.
That's it. The suppository.
And trying to get something wrote up about that. Actually, that event. So I don't know if he ever did that or not.
That'd be cool. I wonder how you get into something like that if you have to pay for it. When my
you
dad
just call them, and if they think it's an interesting enough story, they'll come out and do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Well,
If
my
they
dad
wanna
had
mess
ran
with it.
like ads through the newspaper.
And usually they do because they need
content.
right content.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can you like email them though
Yeah,
and stuff?
yeah.
Like I've looked for
Dan
that
Kane.
option, and I don't think I've been
If
able
you go,
to find
I
it.
think he's the dude. That's it used to be back. I don't know. I could probably find out from Nicol. I gotta call Nicolina.
You got to be a member to be
Man,
on
I'm
the
so behind,
repository.com.
dude. Like I was supposed to get a hold of her weeks ago, like right after the Hall of Fame thing, and try to tell them some shit. But anyway, Dan
She would have
Kane-
made it to the newspaper.
No, it's because she knows him. She's real good buddies with him, and I'm pretty sure he's the dude that you talked to about all that down there, Dan Kane. You'd have to email him.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm getting at. Yo.
See, when you're on the repository.com, I think there's like a members thing. You have to immediately
sign in and shit.
Yeah, and you can't get past that. It's like a paywall or something.
You can't just email them. There ain't a little
There
thing up
isn't
in their lap?
like a contact list. No, I mean like I haven't looked at a physical newspaper. Just like see.
No, I'm saying when you click on there, usually in the left, there's that little box, and you open it, and it says this, that, and the other, and contacts or whatever, or clear down at the bottom.
As far as I know, that's what I can remember. I don't know.
Send
It's
an
pretty
email.
foggy. Dude, I've tried most avenues, but there are some things that I guess I've like missed. So I like to go back, recheck. That'll probably be something I do because like there's a whole story to everything that had happened. It jogged my memory a little bit. Speaking of exhausted, I didn't get to speak on it much, but when I spent 5 days in LA before going to America's Got Talent, dude, I was so exhausted because it threw my whole life and everything I knew.
And it's non-stop out there, too.
Non-stop, dude, for 5 days on top of the pressure of like trying to like deal with my new like roommate. I didn't expect my sister to be like on board with it the way that it was. I wanted her to be because like, or I wanted somebody because I wanted that safety, but I didn't expect to be like crammed in a room. Like, woo! And the exhaustion that came through it when it was time to do it, I was happy to be there. I'm like, oh, finally. When I did it, I was like, hey, I'm having the time of my life getting it done. Like, I was so exhausted, I wanted to get it done. And I think there was something to that. I think there was something to that took away from my performance that I was able to do. Provide. Because usually, if I really want to send it, I try to be like the attention of the room. And whatever that takes to capture it. But like when everything had unfolded the way it did, yeah, it was like, man, I don't know how to approach this situation. I'm just going to do it to get it done. This guy that went before me did a spoken word poetry.
Oh, shit.
It wasn't a rhyme necessarily, but it was a
Forgot to hit
spoken
all
word.
messages.
And he had music behind him that played, and he took like 10 minutes to set up this billboard. He acted like he was like not okay and everything else, and then he did this really heartfelt thing about I think it was his baby brother that passed away, and it was like really emotional. Then I was up next.
Like, oh, I know.
You know, I was just like, okay, well, focus, happy vibes. We're all here today. A lot, you know, like it was. I don't know, man.
When I went out to Vegas, I went out there to try to get a job, or thought I was getting a job, and then it basically turned into somewhat of a vacation, I guess, if you want to call it. But boy, when I got back to Ohio, I was same thing. I was exhausted from that trip. So I got very little sleep out there. And that place doesn't shut down, period. It don't matter. You know the greatest thing about Vegas is, dude? I was just like, wow. It tripped me out. I couldn't get used to it. You can go in a casino and buy a drink, right?
Yeah.
In a glass. Not a plastic cup, a glass.
Okay.
And walk right out the door and down the street, or walk right out the door and across the street into another casino holding that glass and drinking it.
Oh wow.
And you can have you a glass and walk on down the circle, smoking a cigarette, by the way. Either way. And you can walk on down a few blocks and cut you a left into the Circle K, holding a beer or a drink, smoking a cigarette, and buy more drinks and cigarettes.
Wow. That's
Thank
wild.
God I live in America. I love this country. Nowhere else can you do shit like that. You know, I was watching this guy today, speaking of, talking about this guy. Well, this dude's got this channel where he goes out like by Area 51 and explores around it and all this shit, you know, and blah, blah, blah.
Okay, yeah.
And I was reading the comments on the one, and the dude was like, oh, that's great, bro. I'm from Australia. We ain't allowed to do that type of shit. So I didn't realize, like, I guess apparently you ain't allowed to just wander around in Australia around some military bases. They'll have your ass for it, I guess. I don't know.
You're not allowed to wander around any military bases.
Well, you can get up to the...
Like the fence.
Right, or whatever, the area, so to say. But what was weird is when he got up to the one gate, it says right there, you're not allowed to take photographs or video of this area. And dude's taking photographs and video. It's like...
Yeah.
Like, bro.
I mean, there's that.
But what was crazy is he was sitting there, and there was a dump truck full of dirt, and it had, dude went out and turned the truck on and was idling, and was, because he was there by the gate, and he waited for 45 minutes. They ended up shutting the truck off and going in and waiting until this dude leaves. They wouldn't leave. So he took off down the road and went up in the hill and zoomed up and waited, and they finally left, and it was a truck full of dirt, and there was just a couple buildings, and it was like, I'm like, what would they be hauling dirt out of there for? And in the comments, there was a few people that was saying it was the sewage and shit, but I know my dude right down the street has that business, and when you haul that shit, it's in a tank. It's not in a dump truck, you know what I mean? It's like, you can't haul raw sewage in a dump truck. That's bullshit.
Where was this at? It was
out by Area 51, I guess.
And they were just it was the dirt that they were moving.
Well, this was like this back gate thing that had just a couple buildings and a shit ton of these cameras on these towers and shit, like a bunch of cameras. And there was like the guard shack. And then you go way back, and there was like 2 or 3 buildings. Looked like one was like a maintenance shop for the trucks or some shit, maybe, or some type of something. And then another building, and that was it. It's like, so, you know, where's this dirt coming from?
Yeah, why is it active? What are they doing?
As far as what dude said in the comments about, you know, they hauling the shit out, well, yeah, if they got septic, of course they probably do, being way out there. He's got a point, but like I said, they don't haul that shit out in a dump truck. It's in a tanker truck, and they got to dump it in a special place. They ain't just allowed to go out and freaking dump it in the middle of the field somewhere. You know what I mean? That's hazmat shit.
No, that's a mineral movement probably. And you know, there are things that can be blindsided to us just like that. Certain minerals that are just like powerful that they'll move out in the middle of the day.
My cousin had a great job in Vegas changing light bulbs. Back in the day, that was a never-ending job. I mean, it was. Really.
I would imagine.
But now with the LED panels, that probably is a slim to none job. Now you're probably going out changing panels and shit.
How does that eyeball like stay floating? That thing is just like $1 billion invention. Yeah, it's a screen all the way around it. It's 3D sphere.
Oh, you know, that wasn't there when I went out.
No, but That you can imagine if one little thing went wrong with that, how like devastated. That's a $1 billion project out there. It's huge.
Well, it does go wrong. It's a video wall, so
yeah, they have technical.
Yeah, they would have to go out and change panels and cords and all that shit because that shit goes bad. You know what I mean? It really does. I've seen it in all those rock shows. Well, not just the rock shows, but you know, one panel will be messed up, man. Damn it, go get the cart. You know
that's
what I mean?
Probably,
they'll have extra
that's
panels.
Probably what it is, yeah.
Slap a panel up in there, or it'd be like, oh, this cord's bad. There's something wrong. What's up? And they'll change the cord, and boom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just...
All them light bulbs, though.
Yeah, could you imagine back in the day, man, changing light bulbs, you'd never get done. You'd never get done.
It's like moving into a city to be a window washer.
Right. You're never getting done. It's an excellent job.
Dude, Ryan Trahan did that as like a side gig, just like,
Remember
I'm going to see how much money
was
I
that
can
you?
make.
I said something too up there at the Hall of Fame about it. I was like, look at that dude. He had that big old long squeegee.
Oh,
on the
yeah,
window.
yeah, on the windows? Yeah.
He's up there washing them down. I was like,
I was
there's
talking
the
about
job.
just that. That's Ryan Trahan. He offered to do that for a day to raise money just to see how much he can make. Dude was making like hundreds of dollars just like doing simple things. But it's stuff you can't do around here because it was a public thing with a dense public and with a public that like needed it. For example, people out there are paying $2 a water. They're not gonna pay $2 a water around here. You can get it for free. Like, maybe $1.
Depends on where you're at and what you're doing. Shit, did you see how much the waters was up there at the ribs burn off?
That's what I was gonna say. If you're at an event, it's different.
Right.
It's way different.
Now, well, I mean, like if you're downtown Canton on a day like today, and you got one of them little carts, you could sell waters for $5. I promise you.
Oh, we should test it out. That should be a video because you would be making profit and you'd be making content.
You'd be killing it.
Ryan Trahan is the GOAT for that.
Now, I was just telling Otto because I had a buddy that was in a stage union. He said,
freestyle to me. Here's a water.
He didn't say. He ended up buying a little cart or one of those little trailers or something, or maybe it was a cart, but he started selling hot dogs. And just hot dogs because it's cheap.
Yeah.
And the buns are cheap, the condiments are cheap, the hot dogs are cheap. Especially if you know somebody that works at Sugardale, you can get a hook on some hot dogs.
Sure, yeah.
And shit, bro.
That
it's all
lucrative.
profit.
I mean, at my sister's flea market.
You gotta get a vendor's license, obviously.
Which shout out Sherrodsville Flea Market.
Gary said 24/7 job changing them light bulbs. That's what I was saying. Never ending.
Oh yeah. Down by Atwood Lake, Sherrodsville, Ohio. There's a flea market down there. It's my sister's. She has a hot dog cart.
My sister.
And she's got all her vendors out right now. They just opened last week.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing all their things. Which we need to get a hold of them because if they want to do another show at the end of their season.
Who's that?
My sister and their flea market, Sherrodsville Flea Market.
They do a show?
They do a show. They had the radio out there too. And they were looking for people to book, but they found this opera singer that wanted $300 up front. That was like one of their best bets that they could have found. So they did a open mic instead. And like they were seriously looking into investing into it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just something to keep in mind. And also go check out the Sherrodsville Flea Market. You won't be disappointed. They got all kinds of things. Antiques, tools, wood that's handmade, like handmade wood gifts.
Speaking of tools, found a chainsaw last night.
Hey, there you go.
Don't know if it runs.
See, you might find one from like the 70s down there or something. I don't know. It's all kinds of things. So.
Every time I think of chainsaw, when you're trying to fire them up and they don't run, they go. It reminds me of that dude on the Pink Panther trying to start his boat when he's getting ready to go over the falls. Did you ever see that one?
I think so, yeah.
He's like, he ends up going over the falls. I don't know why it makes me think of that. Every time I hear somebody's trying to start a chainsaw or a weed whacker, I think of that scene in that cartoon. It's funny shit.
That's not where my mind immediately goes to. But that is a movie that I really need to see. Like, again, it's been a while. There's so many things that's come up in my life that's referenced that. A big one, the burger. Just certain things like me and my friend would share. The one that's moving away currently, so that's probably why it's been on my mind. It's like, oh yeah, that movie. Dude, Steve Martin, goated at acting. What happened? Where'd he go?
Got old, man.
Yeah, I guess so, but so did a lot of people who are still, you know.
Well, I mean, you get to the point where it's just like, you know what? Leave me alone. Stay off my lawn.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. I'm done.
I guess,
and that's probably where he's at, I'm sure. Or, you know, it could be he's all messed up on, you know, the big C word, or, you know, there's a bunch of things that could be, and they just keep him out of the light so nobody knows, you know, why he's
the stories
all
behind
messed up.
Some of these people with, like, the nicest personality on camera is actually very, like, dark.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know with somebody's, like...
I know I've seen where Bill Murray, back in the day, used to just show up at people's house during Thanksgiving and shit and Christmases and just see through the window, so to say, them, you know, sitting there or whatever, having a gathering. He just ding dong or knock on a door and, hey man, what's going on? Can I come in? And of course you're not gonna say no to Bill Murray.
Yeah.
And he just chill out, man, and just kick it with people.
That's wild.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Could you imagine that if you're sitting there at Thanksgiving dinner and Bill Murray shows up? What's cracking?
Yeah. Well, this is...
You want some ham? Some
That's
turkey?
the only good reason for paying taxes, is being somewhere where a celebrity
Bill,
can
I
show
got
up.
these yams over here that I'm not going to eat.
Taxes, they
Got
benefit,
this
like...
possum pecker and this alligator tail over here.
There's your good old possum soup.
Yep, the old possum pecker stew.
Stew, that's it. Stew.
You got to cook it long and slow because it's hard
It's hard.
and tough.
Oh, for the love of Bob. This last week and today, shit done got me exhausted. I'm wore out.
Exhausted.
I need a job, I think. I can't maintain anymore. I'm gonna have to go to Walmart
Direction is
and greet people.
is nice, cause like when you're
Welcome
trying
to
to plan.
goddamn Walmart. What do you need?
That'd be great, wouldn't it? Somebody greet you when you
At least
walk in the
somebody
door.
would say hi when you walked
Right.
in. The people that are getting paid turn your back to you.
Yep, they're like, I don't even want to know.
Yeah, like, why are you here, sir? You're just there to stand and get paid. Man, that'd be nice. Like, even as a traffic
Welcome to
director, you gotta
Walmart.
do
Pull
some
your pants
stuff.
up, boy.
Stand on people's shoelaces. Hey, your shoes untied.
Right.
Tuck your shirt in.
Get the ones with big old cleavage to come in. Excuse me, you dropped your pocket.
Are you really coming here with those pajama pants on?
Sir,
I said pajama. Pajama.
you're going to have
Like
to take those
potato.
melons outside. You didn't pay for them. No, that's silly. You know, I've applied to Walmart like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, yeah.
I've applied everywhere, dude. I'm everywhere.
I know that people are like, oh, there's jobs everywhere. Yeah, I don't know.
Where? And that I haven't worked that would hire me, or for some reason will contact me
know.
back.
Yeah, the ones that will are suck anyway. You don't make no money and you work your bones to the ground. Blah, blah, blah. I can't even talk. I'm done.
It's
I'm done.
very limited options. Right now, I have a fork
But
in
you
the
know
road.
what I meant.
I need to go to the library, just get on Indeed and scroll for a while. I'm on there now, but I can only apply to certain jobs because I need an update on my phone. And I can't get that. Like, I can't be the only one that's stuck in that pool. It's like I'm limited by my resources because I can't actually update.
Trust me.
You know, like, especially if you're not locked into a plan where you're just gonna get a new phone and you have to like build the funds back up to get it, maybe like pay off some credit or something. Whatever, it's hard. It's hard to dig yourself up and out.
Mm-hmm.
I had thought about that as a kid, even being like privileged, honestly. It's like, man, I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have a car. How I'd obtain the car, to get there, and then like what I do to go from there. Like I started
I
very
don't know
blessed.
how anybody can function without a vehicle.
Yeah, dude.
I'm freaking out right now myself, like, oh, because my truck's acting funny and my van's acting funny, but
That's just the
my
base.
truck's acting funny, and it's what brings me the money, so it's like, damn.
Yeah, I hope you get that figured out. I hope that's a simple thing. And
Me too.
it'd be nice if it did figure out that pre-existing issue too.
Right.
I had done that a few times with mine, and it's the same issue every time with my car. So there's an underlying issue, and I don't know what it is. But it gets worse and worse and worse.
My van, the tranny's slipping, and I don't even know if it's low on fluid because I've watched several videos and I looked in my Chiltons, and I can't find. There's no dipstick to check your fluid levels. It's supposed to be. They call it a sealed system. Maintenance free, which is bullshit. It's not maintenance free, and I can't find the thing to open it up to pour any in, because technically they say it holds like 6 quarts or something like that. I'd have to reread that part, but you're supposed to drain it out and then see how many's in it, you know what I mean? And then you'll know if it's low. If there's 6 quarts, then blah blah blah, but then you put 6 quarts back in, then you know it's full. But I can't find. I don't want to drain it out if I can't put the shit back in.
Yeah,
I can't find.
I wouldn't
want to
drain it out in the first place, honestly. Like, yeah.
Well, you do, because it's, obviously it's been in there. I don't know how long since probably since the thing was bought, because the spark plugs was the original spark plugs in it.
Oh yeah.
And it's got almost 300,000 miles on it. And Dennis, whenever my oil sensor went out, it was leaking oil all over the place, and you got to take the whole top of the engine apart to change this little stupid thing, and you got to do that same thing, take the whole top of the engine apart to get to the back 3 spark plugs. So while he was there, I had already had the spark plugs, because I was like, oh yeah, I need new, I'm going to do a tune-up, and I bought them, and then found out you got to spend a whole nother freaking $300 on gaskets and all this other shit to take it apart, and I was like, oh god. So I didn't do it until we had to for this. Then we put the new spark plugs in, and when he pulled them things out, dude, there were I don't even know how it was running. the little the little hook thing, and then there's that point that comes up.
Yeah.
That little point thing was virtually gone on all the spark plugs.
Oh wow.
It was like it looked like the end of a toothpick. Barely. I don't know how that van was running, but needless to say, we put the plugs on it. But yeah, I can't find the fill hole for the transmission fluid, and I'm not going to drain it out until I find that, so I can put it back in. Because if I drain it out, then I can't put it back in, then I absolutely can't drive it.
You can't find a fill hole, not just where to check it, but the actual place to fill it.
Well, that's where you check it, is the fill hole. There is no. You got to open that up,
right?
And, like put your finger in it, or like I said, you just drain it out, which is what it needs, and put the 6 quarts in.
Yeah, I don't know if you gotta dig on Google for it. Apparently.
There's nothing on it, which that
Ask
sucks.
AI.
So like that's something I'm probably gonna have to, when I do figure that out, I'm probably gonna video that and post it on the media farm, because shit, man. All the ones that I've got, it's the same engine and tranny, but it's in a different vehicle. It's a Kia, and all the ones they show, it's right there on the top. Like, all you got to do is move the air cleaner thing. But mine, the air cleaner thing ain't there. You can look right down at the top of mine, and there ain't none of them things there.
Solid.
It's like, damn, bro.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't know on that one.
I just know, good thing is the white van that's in my backyard it's only 1 year difference. And the van in the backyard, the engine's blown. So if this tranny goes, I'll at least have another transmission. Look, everybody left us.
Oi, where'd you go?
Hey, mate, where you go to? If you all left. We should probably take a break now, huh? Because everybody usually comes in right before a break. There's banging numbers.
Were you on the right side of the screen? Is that where you see the views?
The 3.
3, yeah, that's okay.
But there's 11, so I think there's 3 current But there was 11.
Well, hello.
Out of
Welcome to the Media Farm Podcast. How are
59-23. Gary says, I'm her.
you? Gary never left.
Yeah, he said he had to go upstairs and poop. Psych.
Thanks for the information.
Everybody's got to poop. Oh, it's not. Oh, yeah, it is.
You can hear it somewhat on that microphone. That's pretty good.
Now do
I was
it.
messing with
I
it.
had that one muted. Now you'd be able to hear it.
Yeah, you hear it better now.
The Outhouse Podcast, just annoying enough.
Yeah. I don't have that deep of a voice. Yeah.
Ivan.
Talk to me nicely. Yeah. Talk to me
Hey.
sweet.
Shit. Oh, I didn't do shit. That's the wrong one. Hey. No. Hey. Nope. Hey. No. Wow. None of them working?
guys.
Hey. I don't know what happened. No reverb.
It's
Let me go look, boy. Oh, that might be why on that one.
Oh, Hannah means family.
Oh, that's why. Oh my god. Hey.
Yahoo!
Now I can go. The Outhouse Podcast, just annoying enough. There.
Hey, I like that. That was good. That was like a pre-recorded button right there.
Right. Things we should have. Will you guys hook us up with some funds so we can get some more equipment? We just need a few more things.
Donate
In a truck.
MediaFarm330.com. There should be a support page somewhere in there.
The old support group.
Yeah, is there a comment section for like what it's for? Like
Could
what,
be. I don't know. We'll have
If-
to ask.
if
Have
there
to ask
is-
Otto.
that'd be cool.
Gary said he moved up from the basement. He moved up from the basement.
Hey. I don't know. You think the basement would be cooler right now? Cause like it's getting warm out now.
It would if he doesn't have. If he doesn't have the air conditioner.
Yeah, it depends on
Oh, that's what I was gonna. You know, I was trying to earlier when I was doing. Well, I had after I'd had my meltdown when I figured out my truck was all not gonna work for me. I come in a corner and I cried for a little while and melted down. I wanted to break things, but I didn't.
Well, that's good.
But then I looked over and realized that there was a podcast tonight, and everything that was from the show the other night was sitting right here.
But
And then I was like, damn, it's like 5 o'clock. Owl's already texting me, hello. It's like, oh. So I had to kind of like half-ass. My bed's got shit all on top of it, beside it, around it.
oh, dang. From the show at the spot,
Yeah,
that stuff
right.
was in.
Oh,
man.
yeah, all of it. In the way the cabinet was here, and all the lights. The fans are all, out of commission. The speakers, we had all that shit. So all that's got to be reset tomorrow.
Damn. Yeah.
So
If you ever want to take a break, I know I say that often, but like you should post on the Media Farm channel that you're gonna take a break that night, and then you'd be perfectly fine to like take a break, because then the viewers would know.
oh, you mean not do the show?
Yeah, if you're exhausted, or if you have things in the way, or if something else is going on, or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Poor Gary wouldn't know what to do.
Well, that's why you post it to YouTube. Hey, this is what's going on.
He'd be like, man, what am I going to do tonight? There's no podcast. Same with the owl.
Go rewatch all of our old videos for more views.
Go back and rerun.
Honestly, that's one of the things we were approaching with my channel was like, listen, you got so many videos, just send people to go watch those instead of the next video. Like,
right. I had thought of a clip. Remember I was telling you about, I was going to pull that one about Pat doing climate change.
Yeah.
There was another one. There was something else that I had remembered about pulling a chunk of the clip.
I don't know, but I felt like I was really put on the spot with that whole Creed recordings thing. I was like, oh, I really shouldn't have got this backwards. He was like, Creed? And I'm like, yeah, dude. You don't know. Tom has worked with legends. And you have. I just had the stories mixed up. And I was like, shit. I know I look bad right now. Yeah, I wish you got to put that list on your phone.
Yeah, I'll have to show you that here one of these days.
Maybe you recognize this guy.
I was gonna try to update it and try to think of who else that's really not on it, but it's at this point it's hard to remember. Like, you do so many shows, man, you know what I mean? I don't even remember, like, I've went to shows and seen 5 metal bands, and I've worked for shows that had 5 metal bands, and I get them confused, you know what I mean? Like, damn, which one did I work? Unless I look at the actual tickets that I had from back in the day, but yeah. Which I think it sucks these days that you don't get concert tickets no more. It's kind of a cool thing that you could stack them up and be like, oh yeah, you know, it's kind of like a trophy or you know what I mean?
You get them for like the big ones, but
no, you don't.
Well, for like when I went to see like Logic and stuff, I got them.
Oh, well, I don't know. The last few big ones I went to was all through the phone. They just scan your damn phone.
Yeah, that's true. I think we had. Maybe we didn't. Maybe we didn't. Huh. I guess you could print those out, but it's not the same. Mm-hmm. It's not the same. You're right. I seen that in there. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. I was like,
and then
man.
I got to go back in and redo that because a bunch of them fell because that's completely full and it's like it's supposed to be. Plus, I got them ones that are newer from out there. That's why I bought that other picture frame that's sitting there, is to put those ones in there. Shit like that. Maybe some of these passes or whatever I got hanging there, slap some of them in there. I don't know.
What do you know of any other events that are coming up for like Canton? Do you have an inside scoop on any of that?
Just Juneteenth, and then that SeAth might be playing at maybe, and then what was now we're supposed to be doing sound again for something, damn it, I can't remember what he said. I don't remember. Well, damn it. I guess,
I'm gonna have to check that one out on the Juneteenth. I see that Mahoning address quite a bit. Well, no, I just don't know which one it is.
That's Black Rain. That's up there. You know where the,
the circle, the roundabout, and the Humane Society. That's
that.
Fame.
What you're talking, Fame is on the total opposite end.
Right.
Fame is up there by the Speedway, right there by Mahoning.
Okay.
If you go up there to Walmart, and hang a right, and go out towards Sugardale or whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
And you get to the Speedway where the McDonald's is on the right and Circle K is across the street.
Sure, yeah.
Turn left and go like a half a block and it's right there on the left. It's just past that very first street. It's a dead end.
Oh, okay. I was talking about the one that was like by the roundabout in
That's
Humane.
Juneteenth.
Okay.
But that's not Paint and Sip. That's not the Fame.
What's the address on that one?
Juneteenth?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's whatever that park is called down there.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll find that out and we'll get back to you on that.
It's the park down there by OJ Boulevard. It used to be the old Canton Zoo back in the day. It's going to be
at that park.
Yes.
I know that park.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. At the park.
That's Mark's event?
Yeah, Mark Bigsby. He does that Juneteenth deal every year.
Okay. Interesting. I never go to that park, ever. But that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
So be on the lookout for that, because that might happen. And then whatever you're going to do, sound
Yeah, I can't remember what that was.
I was just curious because you got the inside scoops. Obviously, you popped up like, yeah, I'm gonna help out with the ribs burn off, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll be a part of that. And then all of a sudden, it was like, oh, it's happening. Oh, all right. Like, I didn't know, but you knew. You were like ready.
Yeah. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. Had something to do with all that jive. About shows or whatever. Damn, I can't remember. Fry brain.
My apologies. I probably just ran it on.
I was trying to figure out. There should be. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Upchurch. He'll be here in Canton at the Civic Center.
Again?
Yeah.
He was just here at the fairs.
Yeah, but that was last year though. Last summer.
Yeah.
I was pissed because I missed that because I misinterpreted that. When they said he was coming to the fairgrounds, I thought they meant the actual fair.
Yeah.
Stark County Fair. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to see Upchurch and Stark County Fair. And dude was like, he was just here last week. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he was there before the fair.
Yeah, and I looked
saw
and
that.
I said, son of a bitch. I was pissed, dude.
There was no coverage on that. Like, what the heck?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Well, now I looked at his things, and he's got a show the day before and a show after, too. So Otto emailed him. He was going to try to get him to come in for the podcast.
Dude, that would be insane.
But obviously, I don't know what day that is, but it's probably not a Wednesday, and he ain't going to be able to do it clearly that night. We'd have to do that in the morning and pre-record it.
You think he's going to play at the Canton Civic Center?
Or just shoot it live in the morning, I guess.
Is that where you said he's going to play?
Yeah, the Canton Civic Center, and I do know some folks that know some folks. I could literally walk right in the back door there with no problem.
Dude, that's wild. Well, you have to let me know about that. That'd be cool. That's like, where's he at? He comes through every year.
Yeah, he lives in Tennessee, right outside of Nashville.
It's not close.
Yeah, it is. It's about 8 hours. A little less, actually, because St. Louis was 8 hours.
Yeah, I guess so. It's still like interesting.
Something like
interesting way to go on tour. What direction does he go?
Well, that depends on. Let me see here once.
Closest NF has ever gotten is like Columbus. Columbus seems to be the spot that people want to go to perform in Ohio. I don't know why. I don't really know about like Toronto and all that other stuff though. I'm out of the loop with all that. I pay attention very little.
So it's like his first one's in North Carolina, South Carolina, Indiana, Minnesota, Wisconsin, whatever MN is, Omaha, Nebraska.
But he's like going like that.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of, do a deal.
Circle, yeah.
Yeah, or whatever. And then he's like Illinois, Indiana, New York, Canton, Ohio, Kentucky, Jacksonville, Florida, Georgia.
What is this dude coming to Canton for? Twice.
October 10th will be that show, and I'll be there. Bet your sweet ass.
I'm gonna have to get my song, what the fudge is it called? I said fudge. Rolling like a trucker. Rolling like a trucker going down the road.
But needless to say, let us take a break.
Toll road, something like that. I'll take a break.
But I gotta get some sort of drum machine for Al back there. That amp that had that on there, that thing's toast. I can't get it to work. I don't know how I would do that. Because that was cool. That little amp had like 5 or 6 little drum beats. And it was kind of cool. It forces him to play something instead of just soloing.
Yeah, and like with the rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Can you play it like on his phone? Put the phone up by the speaker?
Nemacella. What you talking about, Nemacella?
Wouldn't that be fine?
Huh?
Play like a backing track on the phone and put it right up against the speaker. It wouldn't be great sound, but it's...
Oh, I could just put a backing track in there. On
I don't know.
On the same channel that my phone's on, basically,
Okay.
and then run it through the monitor that's back there for him,
There you go.
and then he would be able to hear it and then just play along with it.
You could do that then.
But then I don't know, I got to come up with a bunch of backing tracks, which probably wouldn't be too hard.
That's why I said do it on the phone. It's just right there.
Oh, you're just saying just literally. I was talking about like downloading them or whatever because I don't
Getting
wanna,
the crisp sound.
Well, because I don't want to while we're streaming because my internet's so terrible.
Oh.
If I was streaming here and streaming there and streaming
Slow it
everywhere.
down. Yeah, maybe.
But we're gonna take a break, folks. We fixing to come back in a minute. We're gonna let Al have it.
Need a
'Cause
rain.
this coffee, I gotta get rid of it.
It's not a rain stick. What instrument does that? It's like whoosh. It's like there's a whip, and it sounds like a brake.
Oh no, can't think which is.
It's like a whip, and it sounds like a brake, like. But like a lot of them all fast.
Huh.
I don't know. Not a rain stick,
I
but
don't
that's what
know.
I keep thinking of.
It's not a rain stick and it's not a didgeridoo. That's what them didgeridoos are. Tell you what, boy, if I don't tell you anything, we gotta take a break someday. Someday we gonna take a break over here. You hear what I'm saying? No, really, we're out of here.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to get Al up in here.
We're gonna go find the hookers and cocaine.
Oh yeah, that's what I gotta do. I knew there was something. I was like, I'm like missing something. Let me make sure that. Here we go. Yeah, boy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We shall be having a brief intermission in our feature presentation. We'd like to remind you all there are snacks and light refreshments at the front bar.
We'll be right back.
Hookers and cocaine in
Straight
the back
after
room.
these myths.
I know where I'll be. The second half of our program will begin momentarily, a little darker, slightly more sinister. Good times for all. Thank you and good night.
It's called Bitches, Witches, Switches.
We are hot. We are hot now. Bye bye.
Speak for yourself. I'm cold.
I'm
Ice
always
cold.
Everybody always says that. You're lucky it ain't like normally I'd have it real cold in this bad boy.
Well, I have a
The
song.
hotter it gets,
Ice
the
cold.
colder I like it in here. If that makes any sense. It's weird because I could have it 68 degrees in here when it's 90, and I'm like, oh my God. But when it's wintertime and it's 68 degrees, I'm freezing my ass off in here.
I mean, yeah.
I gotta have it like 70, 71.
Yeah, I feel like that is pretty normal. It's just me, man. Like, I get cold in climates that it should be warm, and warm in climates that should be cold. Like, when we were out there working at the house, those little kids running around in t-shirts and shorts, that was dumb. I'm sitting
No, they
there.
ain't,
I
because
could have
they're
put enough
we're
jackets
sitting
on.
there not doing shit with that wind cutting through.
You're right. They're
When
active.
you're running around,
That's true.
you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Your blood's pumping, and it actually probably felt good, really.
Yeah.
Them first 2 nights was kind of cold. It was a little brutal that second night, boy. And then the third night, I brought a heater, and we didn't need it. Well, at least I had it, right?
Yeah. That third night was the nicest night.
Check
I got
out
mine.
videos of all that shit, too. I'll get posted. I'm going to end up doing the Gasband first just because. Oh, there's Bushmaster now.
You got a couple shorts that you're
What's
gonna
up,
throw in
brother?
there? Hey, what up, Bushmaster?
Thanks for coming out to the show and rocking out.
Yes, sir.
See, he got smart. He come in after the break. He was like, oh, they usually take their break at 9.
Yeah. That's what's up.
And they're
Dude.
usually late, so it'll probably be like 10 after, 15 after. By the time they take their break, they'll do this, they'll do that. And if I kick in now, it'll be just in time. And guess what? You was just in time. We
Hey,
just came back a couple minutes ago.
literally just in time. Appreciate you for showing out to the show,
Oh,
dude.
yeah, brother.
That was cool. I'm sorry I didn't get to talk to you. Like I was so indulged in filming.
He was cameraman 1.
I guess I was knee deep. I don't know. I was like in the moment. There's a lot of pressure, and I was just like, okay, I gotta capture this moment. But appreciate you showing it. It was cool to see you, dude. Speaking of, he got some events going on too. Do you know anything about the Juneteenth show?
Juneteenth.
Yeah,
I know.
he might be
I was
involved
tagged
in
in that one show. Going, there's Otto calling me. He must be out of his mind.
that.
Hello?
What's happening? Oh, we're breaking the fourth wall.
No.
What are we
I'm on the
doing,
show
people?
Right now, right?
What's up, peoples?
All right.
What's
I'll call you
good,
in a minute.
Ron?
He's like, oh, man.
Dude, you
I
and
forgot
your
all
band rocks, says Bushmaster.
Thanks, brother. Well, let me go back there.
What happened?
Oh, that was Otto.
He was like, he just forgot.
Yeah. I was like, I'm live right now, right? He was like, oh, shit, I forgot. So he'll probably be popping up in the chat here in a minute.
Hey, shout out Otto. Shout out everybody that
But
made
yeah,
it to the
yep.
show.
Big
Honestly,
shout out to everybody that was there.
it's a pretty good little turnout. Had a good time.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say earlier, but now I can say it. Classic Drive fellers, they came out. My boys, and shout out to Daryl and Paul and Patrick Mazaki and Patrick's wife Brenda and everybody else, and cousin Todd for running sound.
Josh.
Oh, that's what Gary was saying earlier. Nemesilla Park. I was thinking Nemesilla Township and Nemesilla Lake where you go fishing, but yeah, down there. Yep, that's
what
right.
it's called. It's called. I didn't know the name of it.
I'm with
I know
it
what
now.
you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. He said that's a Juneteenth thing that I know
Yeah,
about.
that's Mark Bigsby.
Yeah, they were just gonna see if they
dude.
wanted to get me in on
Yeah,
that.
we might be getting old SeAth in on that show.
And I was
This
like,
thing's
well,
pooping.
okay, maybe. We'll see. I never really go to that park, so it'd be like, it'd be cool, you know. We was already talking about doing the legit sound for one of my shows because that would be cool, and it was a whole thing. We were like, oh yeah, maybe we could do that. We find somewhere where we could set it up. I was like, bet, bro. I gotta let me know when it's happening because I gotta start getting it ready. It's a very exciting thing to be able to do something like that. So
What you mean, but no, Gary?
maybe let's talk about it soon. And what are you going to it? We can talk about it right here in the chat.
Who's that?
Bushmaster.
Oh.
Oh.
He said, what up, Bushmaster? Gary did.
But no.
What is it?
No. I was
But
just
no.
catching up on the comments. There he is. Otto.
What's up? Oh.
What up, Otto?
No, Seth and the Brush Print crew ain't doing that. The Juneteenth thing. They might be doing something up there, but the one I'm talking about is the one Mark Bigsby does down there at the Nemisilla Park, by the way.
Yeah, whichever one that is. I don't know any of them. I was talking about to the spot about doing one there too as well. If we can get things rolling through. You know, Louis was supposed to be our guest tonight.
Yeah, he was.
He's supposed to be our guest. But he said he could do it, then he said, can't do it. And we're like, okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah, it was another last minute cancellation. Otto said he's driving home.
Good thing we're freestyle artists.
Yep. Good thing we know how to talk shit about shit.
Dude, did you do any freestyle during that performance, or was everything pretty on cue?
Do what now?
For the show.
What about it?
Was there any like freestyle lingo in that, like in the breaks and stuff?
For me?
Yeah, from the band.
It was all freestyle. I didn't.
What, from the pre-written lyrics? Or was it like...
Oh, no, it was all other than a couple little mistakes that I made singing the wrong lyrics.
I know you guys did that here that one time I was here. You're like, hey, that was a freestyle. It was about you. It was funny and whatever.
Oh, that's just because them guys, they do that once in a while when we're here, not at a show, but they'll just start jamming something and then...
There was a little bit like they would say things and then just play an
instrument. Like my brother would be like,
good.
What's that? And I'm like, I don't know. Whatever he's making up. I have no idea.
I feel like
Seth's teaching me how to freestyle.
Yeah. Hey, you spit a little bit when we were here last time setting up, just doing it. You're just singing, but it was still in rhyme, man.
Right.
Bro, Bushmaster, we need to get a freestyle sesh soon, man. I'm getting rusty. Rusty over here.
Look at the chat. It's hot now, boy.
It's on fire. Need one of the sound effects.
Right.
Like on
See,
fire
I wanted to get one of them things where I could do a bunch of sound effects.
I have that board. It's just...
Yeah, well, I heard tell about it.
I'll have to bring it. Yeah, you have to remind me. Yeah, there's so much. I hear tell about it.
Yeah. So yeah, great show and all that. It was fun. I'm still worn out from it. I'm just now. Well, I was almost recovered, and then today kind of kicked me in the teeth. So I don't know.
We do
trying
that.
to figure out what to do about all that, but I don't know.
And then we have a real life to run. Imagine if Brad Pitt had to show up in his own vehicle that he didn't get any help maintaining.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean,
sure
we deal with these
though,
real life struggles. Yeah, in the beginnings. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're working through this rut that people don't really talk about. On top of real life.
Gary said, I no longer feel alone in here. I'd like to see those pictures too, Bushmaster. I know he took a shitload of pictures.
Yeah, dude.
Actually, anybody that's got video, please get it at me, because I'm going to edit a thing and have it up on the YouTube channel. Because we got, me and Otto did the audio for it the other night, and it sounds pretty damn good.
And go ahead and post it and tag, because the tags help on Facebook once you get more people to tag you in a post. Y'all know.
He said if you want to come over after you're done.
Oh, shoot.
I guess he's telling me anytime, Seth, if you want to come over after you're done.
Oh, no, we'll see
means.
whatever time that is and what's going on at that time, man. But yeah.
Damn, it's almost 10 o'clock already. That's crazy.
Daytime with more energy would be preferred.
Yeah.
I'm running low and I got this coffee and it's still not doing it for me. You know? It's like the chick that just lays there. It's not doing it for me.
Stop it.
I'm on one tonight with that. I don't know why.
He feels good. He's got a couple bucks in his pocket now. He was sweating it.
Yeah, that's true too. That
always eases the mind when you're sitting there freaking out where your next dollar's coming from, and then all of a sudden, boom, it just shows up in your lap.
Yeah, your next meal. Yeah.
Bro, trust me, I was there.
Yeah, I was hoping to honestly see like or meet at least a couple chicks there.
It was just like me and Otto, like I said, me and Otto went out and I'm like, cool. I'm like, well, make up for lost time last week because we did a double deal and I was going to kind of probably go out tonight, but now I can't and it sucks because I hate not being able to go out and make money. It pisses me off.
Yeah.
He says,
how soon are you going to get that
he
arranged?
says, SeAth, you, me, and Earl's crew should do a show at the spot.
I was just talking about that. Nick wants me to get with his promoter about doing a hip-hop show. Nick got a little bit twisted, so it's hard to talk to him, honestly. But whatever it takes to be at the spot and do a show, yeah, I'm down. I have been down. I've done shows at the spot before. I did shows with Casey Zans, I think. They were the next biggest thing they had out there besides you guys, in my opinion. I don't know who else they had through, though. I haven't been there for all that. This thing is not...
I know it's all plugged up here. That's why I had that.
Yeah.
Did the same thing to me. Whoop. Oh, shit.
Don't mind us.
Got the old resin lip going on. Just pooping on your lip. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool because I think we made it a tough act to follow over there at the spot.
Truly, yeah. We had
it's pretty cool.
Professional sound out there, and they knew it. The one dude even come out. He's like, "Hey, thanks for coming out and showing us how it's supposed to be done." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, that's pretty cool." Because they got really good equipment, too, of their own. So for them to, like, give a good compliment like that,
Right.
It's doing well. They don't know about Tom over here helping run literal Canton City's, like, literal events. Literally. That's like, what is that?
Bushmaster says you don't know how to finesse the ladies.
Yeah, I know. Well, there was none there that I didn't have drama with, dude. That's the thing. It's like I know all of them and they know stories about me. Like it's just stories, though. Like, but that's what it is, especially over there. Yeah, I don't know why.
Gary, peace out. I guess he's getting his fat ass to bed because he's got to get up.
Oh, all right, man. Well, we appreciate you. I hope you've been enjoying all those throwaways Otto, I've been posting.
When I talk to you, Otto, later after the show, please remind me to tell you about what Gary said.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, lucky you, son bitch. You said I got to go to work tomorrow. I wish I could say that.
I'm going to call everyone out and see if anyone...
Sir, you're not going to get me down. You're not going to get me down.
I want to see if anyone has listened to any of the music that I put out. Because they're throwaways. I titled it as that. But they're albums.
I seen them shits.
People's waiting on music.
Actually, there was one I haven't watched yet. I think whatever the one you just did a couple days ago, I haven't had a chance to check.
Oh, there's a bunch. I don't expect... I just want to see who listens to one.
It's weird because they'll come pop up and it'll be like, by the time it pops up on my shit, it's like 2 or 3 days later. I'm like, why doesn't it come up? You know what I mean? Like, as soon as you post it, it should come up.
I don't know.
That's the whole purpose of the like, share, and subscribe. Not that we'd ever tell you guys to like, share, and subscribe or anybody out there like that.
Yeah, you make sure that you're subscribed, though, because it will unsubscribe you if you haven't been active in the way they want you to be active, whatever that is. But my best friend, like, we were subscribed to each other and growing on YouTube and talking to each other, and just one day unsubscribed. Didn't even know it. Was still just as engaged on YouTube without being subscribed. I'm like, what? All right, so resubscribe.
Gary said, good show tonight, SeAth. I like the songs. Otto said, my kids said gas, kick ass. Tom sounds like Rob Halford. I wish. Smoke one for me. I will definitely do that. Bushmaster. Damn, everybody dipped out.
Well, we appreciate that. We've been working hard on it for a long time.
Gary left and everybody else was like, we just like talking to Gary in the chat. We're out of here.
Yeah. Right. Nah,
Little did we know, we thought we had a show, and here it's Gary in the chat as the popular person.
Right?
Everybody wants to talk to Gary in the chat. They don't care less what we're saying. He said, I'm here.
Follow suit. Everybody's like,
Damn it, we thought you left already. How many times you gonna say bye, son? Over here.
It's like 4 people standing at the door, and then someone says, okay, I'm going to go. And you're like, yeah, me too, me too, me too.
Yeah. Peace, man. It was fun.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, I've been trying that brown sugar and that honey and the coffee and shit. That's been pretty good. That honey's good shit. Anyway.
Literally, though.
What else is-
Hey, we'll transition into that.
I watch any crazy shit today? I don't think I did. I really didn't relax too much. I was freaking doing shit all day long, man. Like, really. I didn't really sit down like I normally do and just chill and watch some YouTube, boob-a-doob-a-doob.
You know, for the
Man,
the past couple of weeks, I found time to have
Gary said I'm
like
drunk.
really late night walks in the search for like an existential moment or answer, something to come to me. Like I almost abandoned my phone. In fact, I do really, because it's really late at night. The whole world is asleep, and I'm up. I can't go to sleep. And from what I've been told, the harder you fight it, you know, the worse it gets. And I've had my share with that. So I go on these strolls, and I'm just like looking for this moment. And it's very peaceful. There's like a serenity to it. There's also a deadness to it. It's like whatever I'm searching for is not there. It's not like ready or willing or like receptive even. Like it. I felt like at one time there was very heavy presence there, and it made itself known at multiple occasions. And now it's like when I'm really like looking for
Yeah, my
it,
brother puts the cinnamon in the coffee.
when I'm really looking for it, it's not there. Just like the cinnamon, because I don't have any right now.
He said, I've finally hooked up with Ray Catargino on some music stuff.
Hey, okay.
You said that, so you go out walking when you can't sleep, right?
Yeah.
Do you listen to anything to while you go to sleep?
Oh yeah. The biggest thing that helps
Because what
me,
I got to do, I got to put something on, whether it used to be a fan all the time mostly,
Yeah,
but I
white
used to
noise.
not be able to sleep without a fan for the noise and just for the air, but I haven't lately. But I have to have something on because of the tinnitus in my ear, whether it be, I've been falling asleep to Gunsmoke. That old boring ass old shit will put you right out. Like if you watch Twilight Zone or Alfred Hitchcock or that shit, boy, that'll knock you right out.
I have contributing factors to it big time. My diet, for one, is pretty terrible, and that's just like, I guess, life choices or whatever, like the standards that I live by.
Peace, Gary.
But then, like, having no windows, people don't understand how heavy that is, because it's like you can never tell what time of day it is. It's always the same time of day, and there's no wake up, there's no fall asleep feeling, because the lights never really change. Even if you change them, it's still like a certain way. It's not like a sunrise, it's not like a regular light, it's not different. And I don't know, I think that's a big contributing factor to things, though. And then the diet, because I'll get hungry at night, and if I eat, it's over with. I'm up.
Did you ever think about figuring out where the summer solstice sunrise comes in your window and putting in a mirror to one angle and shining across the room into a crystal that shines across the rest of the rooms?
No, but I couldn't do
All right,
that if I
just
wanted
asking.
to. No, the way it is I have to have like
I was thinking the same thing about the classical music too. Bushmaster said classical music, but it's soothing.
Yeah.
You know, oddly enough, there's a black metal band called Emperor and somewhat Dimmu Borgir that it's the shit's heavy as shit. Drums are just outrageous and but
Yeah.
the guitars and the keyboard are so, it's like classical music sped up 1,000 times. Dude, I can put their live disc on, and that son of a bitch will put me right out. It's so soothing to me, even though dude's screaming at the top of his lungs and you can't understand a word he's saying.
Really?
And you probably don't want to know what he's saying. and the music's so heavy and so brutal, it's unreal that you could relax to it. Because you know what I think it is? I think it is so heavy that it actually pulls the anger out of you and relaxes you.
Interesting.
That it just, it's got that aggression. The aggression in the music is so heavy.
Yeah.
That it wears you out when you listen to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it relaxes you and like beats you up at the same time. Like it mentally wears you out. Like it.
I don't know if I could
at the same time
feel the same
relaxing
thing.
you.
But I listen to the Y-Files all the time. I'll even listen to repeat episodes of that because I like the story.
Did I just hear a voice?
Yeah.
I swear I heard somebody call my name.
Thought it was Al. Thought he said something.
It was weird.
I don't know.
He says, Bushmaster says, diet dictates everything, which is 100%. We were just talking about that earlier. Design your room for sleeping. He goes, I used to listen to Rammstein a lot to get to bed. You know, I set them guys up at the queue. And that shit was crazy, bro. Like, you know, they're a German band and all their, you know, most set pieces, like when you got these big gigantic fans that they're the size of a, you know, billboard sign.
Yeah.
That, you know, normally they're like plastic shit, paper mache bullshit painted to look real.
Yeah.
This shit was real, bro. It was honest to God, like 2,000 pound fucking shit that would crush and kill you if it falls.
Oh man.
And it was insane. Their stage setup was
Why they need such big fans?
insane. It was just part of their look. Big old Germany iron steel.
Oh, it's like the set.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, the set. It was crazy,
Dude,
man.
I can imagine what goes into a set. When I went to see
Oh, you can't even unless you're there.
MGK.
Especially the
they had Eminem's whole
Broadway
house
shows.
on stage when he did his show.
Listen,
They built it.
them Broadway shows are crazy. Like Phantom of the Opera, it took us 2 weeks to set that up, dude. That's not wild. That's crazy. We usually do a Broadway show in like 2 days, maybe 3, tops.
Man.
2 weeks. Lion King was another one. It was like a week long or some shit like that. They had these floors that had shit mobile, would move. Like the animals, they had these like these little track things that would follow on the floor and shit. They'd hook them up and they'd go running. I don't know. I didn't even see the damn show. Set it up I don't know how many times and never once watched it.
That's why that's really fast.
Sometimes, I've seen the end of it or whatever, but
like in high school when we did plays and we had to build the stage and that stuff took forever. It's like months just to build a single prop, and it wasn't even that good. Of course, yeah, you got like high schoolers working on it and stuff, but I mean, still.
In fact, thinking back on that Rammstein gig, we was walking through and they had these big letters, man. There's like big gas station letters, huge though. I mean, they was like tall as we was, you know, 6-7 foot tall, damn near 4 foot wide. I think it said Rammstein on it, and it was hanging by the one truck. He just called me again.
I heard something.
But,
I don't know what it was.
Let me go see.
He didn't stop playing though. I have no idea. We're gonna go check out the ghost in the room real quick. We'll return to you and find out what is happening. Jazz music definitely is the ticket too. Yeah. I like some jazz.
Or whacked out on me.
Oh, okay. We have discovered what the issue is. It was a guitar malfunction. And we shall get that figured out soon. Yeah, I think it was Harry Mack that said, like, the reason he started rapping was because he was a drummer, and he played like jazz tracks, and jazz taught him how to hop in a pocket. Shout out Harry Mack. Even though everything that went down the way it did, again, that's another story I could add to my resume.
That's why we need a tech.
I've gotten turned
So I
down
don't have
for
to keep
Harry
leaving the
Mack's
damn table.
contest. It's like
What
it's
was
just
we talking about
something
before
else
I
to
got
add to the
crudely
resume.
interrupted?
We was talking about Rammstein.
Oh yeah, Rammstein.
Look,
So
I looked at the chat to remember.
yeah, so I walked under. Me and my two of the buddies I was working with was walking across the queue, and they was lifting these letters up on this truss, and on this long ass truss, there's every so often there's a chain motor. I don't know if you guys know what the chain motor is. Some people call it a hoist. It's a little thing which they call a pickle, and it's the controller, goes up and down. But anyway, so all these motors, well, the center motor stopped. As they got so far up, it stopped. So the rest of the truss was bending.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and as we was walking underneath of it, it started breaking.
Oh, what? Don't walk underneath it.
Well, we didn't, normally, that shit don't happen.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard the slightest little crackle, I was like, run! I didn't even look, dude. I didn't even look because I just knew what I heard was wrong.
Oh, man.
And I told them guys to run, and when I screamed, because I screamed it loud, you know what I mean? Because I was meaning for everybody in that area to get the fuck out of the way, you know what I mean? Because I knew, this thing's 20 feet in the air, damn near going to go up 50 or 60 feet, you know what I mean? They was probably going to take it up, and it would have killed somebody, you know what I mean? And they finally caught it. It was one of those 3 trusses like I got, like that one, and 2 of them broke, and it was just hanging by the one, dude. By the time the dude that was controlling it figured it out, and it was crazy, man. Everybody, like I said, when I said run, everybody took off. There was a couple people that what? It's sort of like, dude, you'd have been crushed. Thank God. That the thing, because what really would have happened is it would have broke and the 2 pieces would have swung down. It wouldn't have just dropped.
Yeah.
It would have swung out and tore some people up that way is what would have happened, because the other 2 chain motors would have been holding on. Or maybe the one side would have stayed in the other side because the other chain motor was would have been hooked to one or the other that was, you know what I mean, where it broke in the center.
Wow. Dang. They were able to lower it down?
That's probably one of the only, I think, crazy thing. Well, no, I'll take that back. That was crazy. But the other thing is when Radiohead came to Blossom, and they had these big ass video screens, and I've told this story before. Long story short, they had so much weight that when they picked this shit up, the whole building creaked like a pirate ship. And the head rigger that was Blossom's dude that we was up there, he freaked out and was like, "Get down, everybody down now!" And we went down and we didn't go back up. Because we're before we come down, we're supposed to check all the points and do all this safety shit. And he was like, "Nope, get the fuck down out of this motherfucker," because they got way too much weight on this building.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then they turned around and went to Canada. The very next show, they went to Canada. And they had one of those stages, it was not like the Kempthorne stage we had, but it was one of those pop-up ones at a festival or like the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
But it was probably bigger than what they had at the fairgrounds, but
like
that
affordable
style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A big son of a bitch. Well, they wanted to put this shit on there, and the rigger that was actually with them, he was like, "Nah, we can't do that. That's too much weight." And he quit. He quit. And he left. Then they tried to go down to the next dude. He quit. And then they got some local dude to sign off of it. And they tried to raise that shit. And it crashed. And it killed a drum tech and a couple other people.
Oh my gosh, dude. Wow.
Automotive says Harry crack.
I know. I seen that. I was like, all right. Whatever that means. Bored over there in the comments.
But I mean, I feel sorry for that drum tech and whoever else lost their lives over some idiots. Like, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even know. There's calculations you can make for the weight, and then how they should have known how much weight that top would have held. But I can tell you this right now. as heavy as that was at Blossom, and Blossom can hold some serious weight, bro. Trust me, like that place can hold some weight off the steel up there.
Yeah.
There's no way I would have ever thought that one of those little dinky stages, even though they're huge, would have held that ever. Like I understand why that first rigger, he walked right off the job. I get it, because there's no way. Like you guys are nuts.
He had to have talked to him and like explained everything.
And that's
like,
what I'm saying is like he
it.
had to have. Like, you guys are nuts. There's no way you're gonna be able. He had to have told him, you're nuts. There's no way you can do this. Don't do it. And he quit and walked off the job, and so did the second guy. So it's like, why would you do that when your head guy is telling you that is so unsafe? And they did it anyway, man. It's a shame.
That's insane. I don't know. I guess
he
for the
said
right
Harry Mack, not Harry Crack.
for the right money. Oh, ha! Yeah.
Now it makes
Good
sense.
one.
But and then the only other thing, what was it? Oh, that was that. I don't remember no other like crazy mishaps. I know when Kiss come, Paul Stanley rides this thing out to the crowd. They have this little stage way out there, and he's on this ring. And there at Blossom, to rig that's a pain in the ass, and it's very scary to go out there, because you got a safety thing on, harness, that you got two of them. You got to wrap one, then move, then wrap, then move, then wrap. You got to keep alternating.
Because you're way up there?
Yeah, well, because you're on this
no.
round still. When you're above the stage, you can stand on them clouds or whatever, and it's cool, or whatever. But out there, you're standing on this steel that's like this big around.
Man.
And then the top of it's like this. And then the bottom's, going through. So every one you can reach on to this side, and then as you're going, you kind of like, you can barely reach, and then you reach over to the other one, and then you hook your harness, and then you take a step, and you unhook, and then you know what I mean?
No way.
Yeah, it's nuts, and that's above the chairs. If you're ever at Blossom and you look up and see that
That's
round
what
still,
in
this
the
is what I'm
rafters,
talking about. Yeah. And it's way up there, and
Wouldn't catch me up there.
right. I mean, and they was like the first time or two times they came, most of us was like, nah, you know what I mean? Or somebody went out and did it. It's probably the same dude. But then that last time, because we was trying to make a point to Blossom that we needed like tie-off cables, you know what I mean? Where we could walk that and clip on, and we have to do all this moving and bullshit.
Yeah, something much safer.
Yeah. And yeah, exactly. And they was like, oh, well, so this was where we could make that point. Like, F you guys, we're not going to rig this for Kiss because you're trying to make us do some unsafe shit. You want us to do crazy shit like this for these bands, you better make it safe for us.
Yeah.
Well,
at the least.
We all boycotted it, and then there's this one dude, he finally was like, one of our riggers, he was like, oh, I'll do it. And we're like, damn, Richard, we're trying to make a point, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And here you are, Mr. fucking hero. So he goes up there and he crawls out there and he hangs it. Well, unfortunately, for the out, which is when we tear everything down, he was on another gig. So none of us was going up there to take that son of a bitch down. So the head rigger of Kiss had to go up there and crawl out there and undo it and send it down.
Oh, man.
You know what he said? No goddamn wonder you guys didn't want to go up there and do that.
Yeah.
He goes, how can they have that with no safety clip off?
Jeez, dude.
He goes, yeah. And I was like, exactly. That's why we was trying to make that point. He goes, I would never crawl out there like that. He goes, I almost left it.
Yeah, he went and got it.
Yeah,
wow.
He almost left it when he got about halfway down, because you got to go up the back from behind the stage. There's like this thing we call cattle shooting. It looks like them boards with the lines on them that cows go up into the back of a truck in.
Oh, okay.
It looks the same thing, and you crawl all the way up, and you're above the stage, above them clouds. And then you got to jump up another little, like, I don't know, 6 foot or so to go on top of the steel, which is all that shit that goes across the front of the stage, and then go up on it and then crawl all the way out down to the back there.
Wow.
To do that and then crawl all the way back.
Man, that's all.
Because once you leave where the stage is, the front of the stage, it's all open. Where the stage is, there's clip-offs. There's so many things that you can put your harness and clip off to. They got the wires you can move with.
It's just what's out in front.
And you're standing on those clouds that are above the stage. But once you get out there above the audience, and here's what sucks about being above the audience, okay? Because of the chairs there, if you fall, you hang there by your harness, right? You got 20 minutes. If you ain't rescued in 20 minutes, your ass is dead because it cuts the blood circulation off in your legs and all this shit.
Sure, yeah.
First of all, it starts causing you'll get paralyzed and then gangrene. It cuts, you know what I mean?
There's no telling what could happen. You could literally flip over
that's if you fall without being knocked out, and that's if you fall and you're able to hold yourself upright. Now, if you fall and you're hanging there, knocked out, it's a lot quicker. You know what I mean? You'll really be So they can't get a fire truck in there to save you, nor can they bring in a lift because there's chairs and shit there. It's too high. You're screwed. We had to take special training to actually learn how to save one another if that happens.
We had giant
special
floats. They're like jump pads, landing pads.
Yeah. Well, what it is it's a big ass hook on a stick where we would go down and hook your harness and put like a rope through and pull it up and then tie it off, and then we'd be able to unhook you and lower you down to the ground with a rope.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, we had to go through this special training, and then if you was knocked out or injured or whatever, to where we had to pull you up.
You have to do that in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then if we had to pull you up and take you down around, they had a one of those things you like see the ambulances where they strap you to a board.
Like
you know what I mean?
Gurney or hurdle.
Yeah, I forget what they're called, but it's basically a board they strap you to. And then, because I was the test person, and somebody filmed it, and they never gave me the film. Somebody recorded the whole thing.
Oh, that would have been a cool film to have.
It was cool because we all had to do this shit, right?
Yeah.
And I said, I'll go first. So I went up, and I was like, yeah, hell yeah. They did me the testing. I went down, and I was done. While everybody else had to stay up there the whole time and do all this other shit, I went right down and was done. I got sat down there and wait for them.
You're like, let's just get it done. I want to get down.
But they strapped me all in that thing, and then they did all that, tied the ropes to it, and all of them had to, and they had to lower me down that cattle chute and all that real slow, as if they was rescuing me.
It would be fun.
It was pretty cool.
Man, that's wild. That footage that you have from like some of them Cleveland shows and stuff that you were showing me, it's not like your footage, but you were there, you helped put that together.
Yeah.
That's something that needs to be clipped, man. It either needs to be put on the website or on your phone so you can put it on your resume.
I've actually got footage, my own footage. Like, I've got the follow spot that year, the 1 year that I was above the singing girls and shit. I could look down my left shoulder straight down, and it was Green Day's drummer.
Oh, wow.
So I got like all this footage when I was up there. Thank God I never dropped the camera or nothing. They would have killed me, dude.
Oh.
But I got all kinds of footage that I never released because at the time they probably have my ass, but now I could probably release all that shit. I got all kind of video that whole deal.
I don't know. I would have probably did it anyway. What are they gonna do?
Well, because you sign papers, that's what they're gonna do.
What are they gonna do? Unless your post blows up and they want something out of it, they're not gonna do anything about that.
I don't know. When I did WWE, you watch wrestling, you probably have, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, you know
Big
that
production.
right. So you know that video wall that's on a stage that they come out, walk out, and there's a video playing, and they walk down the ramp and go to the ring.
Yeah.
We set that up. They set up all the lights and stuff, and they have that down on one side of the arena. Then they set the stage up. Then they put that video wall up. Then there's a room behind that video wall. It's a fireproof room because they got all the pyro and shit that Vince McMahon sits in. And right before they go out, they discuss the last minute details of their little performance or whatever. And then they come walking out and do the little thing, and the fireworks go off, and the video shits behind them and all whatever. But right after we set all that up, right when they rolled the stage underneath the lights, there was something else we were supposed to do. And this is back when I had a flip phone. And I walked up to my buddy, and he was probably 2 feet further out than you, and I was like, hey, man. I walked up to him. I was like, here, take a nonchalant picture of me with the wall behind me. And he was like, all right, cool. And I backed up, and he was like, click. And he kind of nonchalant closed my phone and handed it to me. And as I was sticking my phone in the pocket, dude was tapping me on the shoulder. Hey, man, if you don't erase that picture right now, I'm going to confiscate your phone. I said, damn, what? That quick, bro.
Wow. What?
They don't want no way, no how of...
Well, what's the point?
Because do you know how many people out there watch that and really think that shit is real? Or if you break the veil for them, they I don't know. I mean, I've had whole scripts.
That wasn't anything revealing, though. Like,
right, but I mean, they still don't, like, I don't know. They're real funny about that shit, boy.
That is wild. Wow. There's a lot of places that do that, and it's for the same reasons. It's an unknown reason. Like, what secret are you who's trying to recreate this that you need to hide this
He said
from?
They didn't give you the film because nobody wanted to hear them cussing about lowering your heavy ass. That's funny. Actually, I was probably a little lighter back then, to be honest with you.
It's like a MTV episode anyway. It's not made for kids.
Yeah.
So, man, you watch any Danny Duncan?
No, look, 420.
Dude, that's a dude. He just, yeah. He literally lives his life, and they film it. And it's always exciting. And all it is somebody filming him talking about something. There's a really good editor, clearly, and there's good filmers. But, dude, this guy, man... He's not for kids. It's very adult oriented. It's right on YouTube though. He's a high seller. He's
I guess we gotta get
Spencer's. He's got the whole Virginity Rocks merch line, which is like half of their clothing brand. Mm-hmm. Dude's rolling. You should check him out sometime. It's something like the vlog content we were talking about. That kind of style is easier and cool. It is obviously catchy. People like that.
Well, sounds like Al got his shit back together again.
Are we going to be zippity?
Got the gas guitar. Yeah, we got to get out of here because it's already almost 10:30, and some people's got to get home, and we got to get this cleaned up for gas tomorrow to get our shit back set up.
Pack her back in.
Pack them all up and we bring them all in.
Packing the possum pecker soup.
Yeah.
Packing the...
Wait, what did he say?
Packing the possum pecker soup.
Danny Duncan, his junk.
His is junk?
Danny Duncan is junkin', boy.
I like Danny Duncan. I think the vlog style...
Today's show brought to you by the letters F and U.
See what he did there. Well, we appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Thanks for hanging out.
Bushmaster Gary, Otto.
All y'all. But we're going to get out of here because we got stuff to do.
We're going to zippity-doo-dah out.
I'm going to get the hell out. I'm going to have to get us some some outro
music.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like the halftime music, but like an outro. Hey, maybe I could do something like that. I don't know. Send me a file my